The weather this week is looking unsettled. Today, cloudy, rain moving from the west to the east, and also gusty winds to boot. But I'll have more later. That's right, this week. Good morning, everyone. This morning it's a cloudy start to the day, almost across the board, as you can see from this lovely Weather Watchers picture taken in Cambridgeshire this morning. But this week, as Lou mentioned there, is going to be unsettled. It's going to be windy with some gales, even severe gales for some parts of the UK. We'll have rain. Generally, though, it will be mild, but by the end of the week, you'll notice the temperature starting to slip. Now, today, just one look at the isobars across the UK tells you it's going to be windy, strongest winds in the north and the west. Then we have a weather front coming in, introducing some rain. So we saw the cloud in Cambridgeshire. You can see a lot of cloud across the UK to start with. This will be thick enough here and there for some drizzle, but then along comes the rain from the west, pushing eastwards. Now, on this chart, you can see the black circles indicating the wind gust strength. So the strongest winds across the north and the west of the UK. Further south, still be breezy, just not as windy as further north. And we still, through the afternoon, will have the cloud and rain moving towards East Anglia and Kent, but brightening up in southwest England, Wales, northwest England, Northern Ireland and Scotland with some showers. Northeast England, you still will hang on to some cloud behind the band of rain. Now, it's still going to be windy, particularly in the north and west, particularly in the islands, and temperatures up to about 9 degrees in Aberdeen. Now, as we head on through the evening and overnight, we say goodbye to that band of rain. A transient ridge of high pressure builds across us, settles things down. Temperatures will fall away for a time, but it will still be quite windy. And then we've got the cloud coming in and also a new band of rain, in fact, 2 bands of rain. So by the time we get to Tuesday itself, look at the array of isobars. We could have gales, even severe gales, across the northern and western Isles, plus weather fronts. Now, the wind is coming up from the south. That's a mild direction for us. But look how it changes as the wind changes direction later on to more of a westerly. So we start off on Tuesday with a fair bit of cloud around, some sunny spells. We've got the rain moving across the northern half of the country, and these are the wind gusts, damaging wind gusts quite possible across the north and the west, where we've got 68 miles an hour, 72 miles an hour. But wherever you are, it will be a windy day. Wherever you are, it will also be a mild day. Temperatures slightly tempered by the wind, but we've got 16 around the Moray Firth, 14 Newcastle, 15 in Belfast and also Rhyl. Now, the average temperatures at this time of year are roughly 6 to 8 north to south, so that is quite a difference. But it won't last because we have a weather front sinking south, a cold front. Behind that will come in some cooler conditions. Still, though, some windy weather across the far north and west. And as we head towards the end of the week, note how that temperature slips. Friday, though, at the moment, looking largely dry. Now, if you've been watching the programme this morning, you'll have seen we featured a lot on Australia. And actually on Saturday in Penrith in Australia, which is just on the outskirts of Sydney, the temperature reached 49 degrees. That is 120 Fahrenheit. It's not a record for New South Wales, but I'm sure you'll agree that is extreme heat. As a cold front went through with its cloud and its rain, well, the temperature by Sunday had dropped for some by 20 degrees. Now, with all that cloud around, it also meant that for some parts of Australia in the south, they had the lowest summer maximum January temperature on record. But it looks very much like the heat, unfortunately, is going to build once again this week. Lou and Dan.
Carol, thank you very much. The weather, Carol has it for us. The wind is on the way. Morning, Carol.
Good morning. Yes, indeed, it's a windy week ahead, Dan. And today is no exception. We've already had gusts in excess of 60 miles an hour across parts of the north and the west. And as we go through the week, we are looking at rain and gales at times, but it will be milder than we'd expect early January, but it will turn that bit chillier by the end of the week. So you can see, just looking at the pressure chart, all the isobars, it's going to be windy wherever you are, but the strongest winds in the north and the west. And we also have a weather front coming in, which is bringing rain with it. And it too is going to be pushing from the west towards the east. Now, behind it, it will brighten up, and ahead of it, there's a fair bit of cloud around. So that's half the story. The other story is, of course, the wind. In the black circles gives you an indication of the kind of wind strength that we are looking at, the gusts. So this afternoon, we'll lose the rain from the Midlands as it continues to push in through East Anglia, eventually into Kent with a hangback of cloud. But for southwest England, Wales, northwest England, Northern Ireland and Scotland, we're looking at it brightening up with some sunshine, but also some showers. Northeast England, for you, when the rain clears, you'll be left with quite a bit of cloud initially and also some showers. And in Scotland, some of those showers will be wintry on the tops of the mountains, and it will still be pretty windy, particularly around the islands. Now, through this evening and overnight, there goes the rain. A transient ridge of high pressure builds across us, so we'll have some clear skies for a time, and it will be chilly. But then the cloud romps in from the west, and we see the arrival of some more rain. Now, the further south that you travel, the winds will tend to be a little bit lighter. If you travel further north, the wind will be stronger. And as we head through the rest of Tuesday, the wind is strengthening. It's going to be a windy day once again across the board. The tightest squeeze on those isobars across the north and the west once more. And across the northern and western Isles, we could have gales, even severe gales. But the wind is coming in across England and Wales and Scotland and Northern Ireland from a southerly direction. So feeling mild, unusually mild for this stage in January. So we start off for the bulk of England and also Wales on a bright note. Variable amounts of cloud, 1 or 2 showers, rain across Northern Ireland and Scotland, the far north of England. But look at those gusts of wind, damaging winds potentially across the north and the west of Scotland. Temperature-wise, we're looking at 13 in Cardiff, 15 around Rhyl, also 15 in Belfast, 14 in Newcastle, but 16 around the Moray Firth. Generally speaking, the averages early January are 6 in the north to 8 as we push further south. Now, through Tuesday, we do have a weather front sinking south, and on Wednesday it gets down to the far south of England, leaving some cooler air following on behind. So it's still going to be windy in the north, but you can see how those temperatures just slide. Friday, though, looking drier for us all. Back to you two.
Carol, thank you very much.